Greetings everyone, my name is Etterville, and welcome back to my semi-blind Let's Play of MaGMML1 Remastered. During the last two parts, I covered Tiers 1 through 3. So in this episode, I'll be covering Tiers 4 and 5 and hopefully complete the Wily Fortress. Before I go into Tier 4, let me purchase the last set of upgrades. First off, the Uncharged Buster upgrade, that removes the 3-shot limit, and the drop rate upgrade. I'll ignore getting the tank for now, as I'll probably get it in a stage. Something else I want to show off here. Hi Jedok. If you purchase an extra life, but you have unlimited lives turned on, then you just get ripped off. To be expected, of course. And one last thing before I enter the next stage. As I showed during the end of the last episode, there is a costume shop added to the game and it's much more expansive. We can either place Mega Man, Proto Man, Base, Roll, or Custom Costume. I downloaded all these custom costumes from the MaGMML1 wiki, each made by different creators, but I will not be using any custom costumes until I enter the Wily Fortress. So I'll just be going back to regular old Proto Man. Actually, usually Proto Man's featured in most other fan games, so I'll be going through Tier 4 as Base, and I'll go to Tier 5 as Roll. But remember, these are just costumes. You don't have Base's multi-shot abilities. Nevertheless, on to Tier 4. And with the 3-shot limit removed, I can rapid fire pretty fast, as you can see here. There is still a shot limit in place, but that's in place so I don't crash the game by rapid firing too fast. So in 8th place is Under Construction by 128 Up, with a score of 67.2. I'm not sure if there's a secret here, so I'll double check. The changes with different costumes aren't as expansive as they were in MaGMML 2. The only real differences you'll notice is if you use the Rush Coil and Rush Jet. If you want me to play with a custom costume during the Wily Fortress, let me know. And I also will use custom costumes in the post-game. I already have something in mind for what costume I'll use for the Wily Fortress. Whoops. I forgot I don't have access to double jumping. I've played too much Mega Man Maker. That's what I was planning for Wily Fortress, by the way. Feel free to try out many different costumes. That's one of the better new additions added in the remastered version. And remember, the shot limit remover only applies to the regular uncharged shots, not other special weapons. Of course, there's probably a cheat for removing it for them anyways. Did any of you see the recent update? The recent post from the Mega Man Maker official Twitter page? They announced the Commando Bomb. I know Heavy Elite and a few other of my viewers will be happy for that. And that's why I didn't want to purchase the tank earlier. Now I just wish there was a knockback reducer. Or some of the upgrades from MaGMML1. Some of the upgrades from MaGMML1 were removed from this version, as they broke too many levels. One of which extended your invulnerability frames, as that broke the previous stage, Maze of Death. It allowed you to skip a huge chunk of the level directly to the end. And there's the end of this stage. I could have perfect run it, or done it non-deathless, but sadly I made a mistake there. I'll first showcase the judge comments, and then move back over here and show the fun facts. I swear there's a secret here or something. These mines were originally explodable in the original Mega Man Classic game. In 7th place is Spiky Meltdown by the Stove Guy, with a score of 69.2 and is Cheese 8's favorite. Hi Buster. I'm going to tier 4 right now. I gotta say that this stage's music is one of my favorite ones in this game. And I do like the graphics as well. It actually feels like a true-on-true tier 4 stage, whereas the previous one feels more like a tier 3 stage, although that's because of how they're placed in terms of rankings. I'm judging them more based on their quality. I was worried that was going to happen. The behavior of these cosmic platforms is different compared to their Mega Man Maker equivalents. Originally the cosmic platforms were glitched a bit, so it was pretty easy to get clipped onto spikes even if you're standing on the right platform. For some reason your hitbox was not reset. I wish lava was added to Mega Man Maker with its own unique graphics, instead of having to use oil fires. I thought I was grabbing onto the ladder, but I guess not. At least there's a checkpoint here. Spiky Meltdown was one of the more difficult stages in the original MaGMML. One reason was because of the falling sections. Just like in the original, just damage boost is a lot safer. The gyres are less aggressive here as well, they move slower. Alright, this section is the reason why this stage is one of the harder ones. You have to keep dashing here. If you stop for too long, you die. I made this look a lot easier than it initially was. And it was made easier because of the increased controller responsiveness and how the engine's been upgraded in terms of frame rate. During my original Let's Play, I died several times there. Also, hello there Dylan, Lepadio, Jethawk, Fake Virus. You can't make levels using this engine, but you can use the Megapix engine. And if you do and submit it to me, I will cover it. It's a lot more flexible compared to Mega Man Maker, and a lot less glitchy all things considered. I died the most during the first Cossack section, even though that's supposed to be the easier part of the level. But as I said during the beginning of the stage, this feels like a tier 4 level. True, it is harder, but more flexible. Sixth up is Thunderclyffe Plant by Lamda, with a score of 70.4. It's a reference to their fan game they're making. At least that's what I've heard. Yep, you can make entire fan games using the Megamix engine. Not to mention add in your own characters, new weapons, etc, etc. Frankly, I wish more people actually use the Megamix engine. That's coming out in the future, Fake Virus, and that's going to be more customizable than Mega Man Maker, as it allows Lua scripting, so you can add in your own custom enemies and level objects. From what they said, you can even upload those new creations to the server, although I doubt they'll be kept in the final version. I keep overestimating the ladder's hitboxes. And the amount of knockback you take by getting hit by an enemy, it's significantly higher compared to Mega Man Maker. I mean, you get launched back a bit, whereas in Mega Man Maker, you get knocked back just a little. See what I mean? It seems that the amount of time you're knocked back for where you don't have control is a bit higher. You can download and play normally. You can also play around with the sample levels added there. I mean, a sample Mega Man fan game was provided with the MegaMix engine, so you could play around with the engine's features and understand the depth of how far it goes. Eventually, I will play that fan game on stream. This level did look amazing. It had a better level construction, but honestly, I prefer the level design of the previous stage. In 5th place is Research Facility by WreckingPrograms, with a score of 74.2. It's Mr. Karyum's favorite level. And you probably all know, or most of you know, that WreckingPrograms is one of the main developers of Mega Man Maker. And there's a reason why this stage stands out from the pack, and you'll see why soon enough. We have a Wily Archives inspired fight from Mega Man 10, but this time we are fighting against different bosses, Fortress bosses. In this first set, we fight against the Mecha Dragon, Yellow Devil, and this catcher from Mega Man 3, the first Wily Fortress boss there. There are 3 sets in total, and then the final boss encounter, if I recall correctly. And in between each one of them is a Wily Fortress section, although I say the Wily Fortress sections are the weakest part of this level. Hello Tom, nice to see you here. Kemigoro Maker, thank you. Yeah, I can imagine YouTube Social HD2. It seems it also got a range and controllability buff. Second set of Wily Archives bosses, this time from Mega Man 4, 5, and 6. We have the Cosmic Catcher here, the easiest out of the bunch so far. Then Darkman, the second hardest. And this dragon from Mega Man 6. I say it's the hardest of the 3. Honestly, I feel Cosmic Catcher could be buffed a bit. It felt a bit slow. Although, if I recall correctly, the individual bosses from each one of the Wily Archives do get faster as their companions are destroyed. or allies, that works too. And in this engine, you can actually set the max height of these Sparkman platforms, so they won't just ram into the ceiling. So there's only 3 sets. Time for the Wily Machine. This marked the end of many of my arena runs in the original game. Especially because of this one attack. And it's over. I did it without having to use an E-Tank. It would have been amazing if we had Fortress bosses of 7, 8, 9, but we didn't. It was amazing to fight Fortress bosses from Mega Man 1 through 6, and then this Wily Machine from Mega Man 6. I just wish there was another set of Wily Archive bosses, but that's what made this unique. Although some of the bosses should have got a bit of a buff. The reason why the Cosmic Catcher was harder than the original Mega Man 4 was because of its increased hitbox. A Wily Capsule from Mega Man 8. That explains it. The pattern's from Mega Man 8, but the boss sprite is from Mega Man 6. Tier 4 boss. Originally it was Justice Man, but I'm not sure if it was removed or not. I know the creator had some objections. Some objections to their inclusion in this game. He's still here. I guess it has resolved their objections. I will say that his dialogue has been changed. He's a lot more true to his original character. Whereas in the original MaGMML1, his characterization was more of a parody or joke. He splits into 2, that's different. But each have their own separate heart boxes too. But it makes it even easier to defeat him. At least damage him, maybe not defeat him, as it's hard to avoid his attacks. But before I exit this tier, I'm going to be showing off fun facts for each level. I didn't realize that Spiky's situation increased her movement speed. Not Spiky's situation, Spiky Meltdown. Spiky's situation was a level in MaGMML 2. Tesla Codal stage from Variable Zero, that's the one I was referring to. Sadly, the gimmick of this level wasn't properly implemented. So that marks the end of Tier 4, a marked improvement over Tier 3, though not by much until we get to the second half.